ocean that loves a potion that heals the man anytime we cry. Hi, welcome to Songwriter's Perspective. I'm your host, John Michael Ferrari. Today, music producer Pepper J will be interviewing singer, songwriter, actor, and motivational speaker Anthony Preston. It was the spring of 1990. I was just finishing my third week at the Mount Charleston Lodge. Michelle and I quickly became close friends. A couple of days later, not hearing from my agent, I called Steve Sheldon, my booking agent, to see what he had next for me. He asked me to meet him later on that night at the Landmark Hotel Casino for a late buffet. As we sat there, he said, "Johnny, you need to get out of Las Vegas." I said, "Are you dropping me, Steve?" In a matter of speaking, yes and no. Vegas is not a town you come to make it in. You come here after you've made it. What he was saying was true. Other than Wayne Newton, I can't think of anyone who ever started off in the lounges and made it all the way to the main showroom. "If you stay here," Steve said with absolute certainty, "you're going to end up playing lounges for years and never go anywhere. You need to go find yourself and do what you do well and create your own following." Steve told me that he gave that same advice to Woody Allen when he was starting out. Steve used to book a lot of acts for variety and TV shows, comedians and singers in the Catskill Mountains. Steve was getting along in years and felt his time was getting short and believed I could do better. Steve told me he was going to book me one more time at a resort outside of Palm Springs, a place called Highland Springs Resort. A place not unlike where Baby and her family went for a summer retreat in the movie Dirty Dancing. "I've made all the arrangements for you," Steve said. "Season starts in about a month and a half, but you can go there now. They have a place ready for you. This will be good for you." I didn't tell Steve that I had less than $20 in my pocket and a half a tank of gas, but I did have a friend I could call on. The next day, Michelle met me for lunch in the Fashion Mall on Las Vegas Boulevard and told her everything that Steve had told me and asked her if I could borrow enough money to get there. She felt my embarrassment and gave me a loving smile. She reached in her purse and pulled out her checkbook. She said, "How much do you need?" I said, "Not so much that you would need to write a check for." She laughed. She reached in her change purse and placed a $100 bill in my hand. $100 may not seem like a lot, but gas was only $1.15, and I could certainly fill up my tank and have money left over for food. Michelle and I said our goodbyes that afternoon, and I was on my way. As I was driving down the 1-5, I reflected back on one more thing Steve said to me. If you're going to be a success in life, you got to feel and believe like you're a success, regardless of what's happening around you. And now my life was about to change in ways I never even thought possible.
If you're hurting inside, run and get away. Don't stay when the night is so hot that the rain won't cool your burning heart. If you lie in the heartache of your tears, in time you'll just be alone. So run, follow desire. It's a miracle just to survive. Such a sweet infatuation for one moment of sensation. To you is where I want to run. Run. If you're burning with rage, run and get away. Don't wait till you're caught in such pain and your heart that the rain won't cool your burning heart. So run, run, desire, run and get away. Run to me, baby, come to me, baby, run to me, baby, run, if you're hurting, run, just run.
I never saw Michelle again, but I always keep a $100 bill tucked away in my wallet, just in case. Our next guest, Pepper J, will be interviewing singer, songwriter, actor, and motivational speaker Anthony Preston.
Thank you, John Michael. Anthony Preston, what an honor to speak with you today.
No, the honor is all mine, believe me.
The last time I saw you, you were impressing hundreds of young people, bringing them closer to positivity, closer to God, with your organization Elevate. Are you still involved with that?
Very much so. A little bit more on an independent level. Our team has sort of been carrying that message of hope and inspiration. The music was a big part of it, and so was some of the performances by the actors that we had in the show at the time. And now each one of them has sort of graduated and taken the message into their own, doing the best we can against the juggernaut of modern American cinema and television and things like that to help young people really navigate a lot of the mixed messages they get from those mediums on a regular basis.
What do you think the most important aspect of songwriting is? If someone wanted to be a songwriter, what would you suggest?
Well, my journey with songwriting is, I don't know if I would call it unique necessarily. I can only tell you about how I journeyed through it. But on several occasions now, it's been completely accidental. I have Forrest Gumped my way into music more than once. The Lifted was a perfect example because actually when we were assembling, when we knew we wanted to create a 90-minute presentation for young people that was dynamic and engaging, and we wanted to take them on a journey through issues that were portrayed before them through art and through acting and through storytelling, all in an effort to bring that to an apex, which is a Q&A session at the end of the show where they really got their own platform to discuss openly what their needs were and what some of their challenges were. I was looking for something thematically that fit the nature of Elevate, which was to, by definition, lift up or lift people up. I started writing these lyrics, and it was meant to be nothing more than an example for someone else to actually do. And the more it got produced and the more we started to write it, the more catchy it became. People were like, well, why don't we just use this song? And I said, well, we're gonna have to get into the booth at the recording studio and see what we can come up with. And they just sort of simply evolved from there. And it was with a brilliant producer by the name of Mark Grillo, who ran it was called his music production company was called Chateau Grillo. It was in Culver City. He really just came up with an arrangement that was pretty phenomenal. I had written the lyrics and done the basic guitar riffs and things like that, but he really produced that song extremely well. And then as a result, it got published through ASCAP and then put on iTunes. And then every time we went to a show, we would either open with that song or we would tell people where they could download it. And from there, we started to see revenue come in on the music. And then we thought, wow, this was completely unintentional, but we could actually funnel these royalties and these purchases back into the outreach program. And I thought, how cool is that? We can actually develop content and monetize it to keep the program going.
Let's take a listen to one of your songs. Here's Collide by Anthony Preston.
All aboard this train, mine more than the gap. There's a price to pay, no trip without the track. Shouting loud in the darkness, separated by the smoke. Collide with me tonight, maybe I'll save your soul. Should you crash into me, I hope you know I don't mind. I've been waiting in this subway for a long time, shouting loud in the darkness, separated by the smoke. Collide with me tonight, maybe I'll save your soul. We collide into each other, and we collide, and we're out of control. Save me from my broken soul tonight. Collide, collide with me as we have crashed into each other. Your breath the only noise. You have found me in this subway. I can still hear your voice. It's shouting loud in the darkness, separated by the smoke. Collide with me tonight, maybe you'll save my soul. We collide into each other, and we collide, and we're out of control. Save me from my broken soul tonight. Collide, collide with me. My train is crashing, a cars on derail. Into your hands I place my last exhale, 'cause I have finally seen the light. One more chance to make it right. If we die down here tonight, Lord, I pray that you and I, that we collide into each other, and we collide, and we're out of control. Save me from my broken soul tonight. Collide, yeah, we collide into each other, and we collide, and we're out of control. Save me from my broken soul tonight. Collide, collide with me.
That was wonderful. What have you got going now?
There are, let's see, there's three total television pilots that I'm involved with. One on the production side, two other ones I'm acting in, and the other two, one is a hockey series, the other one is kind of it's kind of got more of a militant feel to it. There's a movie we just did the premiere of it, December 2nd. It's about to hit the streaming services. It was picked up by Lionsgate. It's called The Beast Inside. It's like a female-led sort of like modern day exorcism. My advice then, be honest with yourself, and embrace your individuality, because one of the best quotes I ever heard from a deceased mentor of mine was, you might as well be yourself because everybody else is taken. So the best thing you can do is be extremely vocal about your stance on things, because more often than not, you will find that there's a lot more people that think the way you do than you think.
I love that. I think that's great advice. Anthony Preston, thank you so much for joining us on Songwriter's Perspective. I've enjoyed very much chatting with you, and don't be a stranger, okay?
Not a chance. You couldn't get rid of me if you tried.
Back to you, John Michael.
You're listening to Songwriter's Perspective. I'm your host, John Michael Ferrari.
Calling your name in the middle of the night, holding your breath inside of mine. I'm sailing.
Many of my songs start with me daydreaming. I remember in 6th grade attending Redding Elementary School in San Francisco. I would usually spend most of my time looking outside the classroom window, daydreaming, always wanting to be somewhere else. Usually I would daydream about me being at the skating rink practicing my freestyle routines. All these years later, not much has changed. Daydreaming still sparks my imagination. One day, while sitting in my studio strumming my guitar, looking out the open door at the beautiful Pahrump Desert and surrounding mountains, I saw myself sailing across the open desert. Then my imagination drew me back to San Francisco, playland at the beach, standing on the shore across the street from the roller rink, watching the ships disappear over the horizon, wondering what it would feel like to be away so long and longing to come home to the one you love. Well, welcome to my imagination. This is the song I wrote entitled My You.
Calling your name in the middle of the night, holding your breath inside of mine. I'm sailing. I look out the port for a brighter star, touching my you tonight wherever you are. Are you alone tonight? My you, my you, alone tonight. My you, sailing to you. Follow the moon along the shore. Am I still worth you're waiting for? I'll be there. I feel the breeze of the forward wind. Where I'm going, where I've been. Back to you. Are you alone tonight? My you, my you, alone tonight. My you, sailing to you. Blue sway me home. Blue sway me to you, my you. Looking at you in a picture frame, feeling alone every moment away from you. Falling in love in the middle of life. Whatever's left, I want to spend it all with you. Are you alone tonight? My you, my you, alone tonight. My you, sailing to you. My you.
When I begin writing a song, I don't have any preconceived ideas about the song. Is it going to be a country song, a pop song, something jazzy or a little bluesy? I just begin strumming my guitar or playing the piano. This next song, I came up with the line, I keep falling all over myself, all over you. I don't know where it came from, but it sounded to me like I think this is going to be a country song. And here it is, I keep falling all over myself, all over you.
Do you like country music? It's a favorite of mine. Puppy dogs and pizza, sound of music makes me cry. What would it take to be your guy? Whatever kind of loving you need, I'd be willing to try. I keep falling all over myself, falling all over you. Take another shot straight to my heart every time I do.
the sun in your hair, the glow in your eyes, it's true. I keep falling all over myself, falling all over you. Do you like old movies? They're a favorite of mine. Butter popcorn, Clint Eastwood, and hot French fries. What would it take to be your guy? Whatever kind of loving you need, I'd be willing to try. I keep falling all over myself, falling all over you. Take another shot straight to my heart every time I do. I love the sun in your hair, the glow in your eyes, it's true. I keep falling all over myself, falling all over you. Don't you wanna come on too strong? Don't wanna wait too long. Just your name, honeymoon preference, and your favorite song. Well, I keep falling all over myself, falling all over you. Take another shot straight to my heart every time I do. I love the sun in your hair, the glow in your eyes, it's true. I keep falling all over myself, falling all over you. I keep falling all over myself, falling all over you. I'd like to thank everyone for listening to Songwriter's Perspective. I'm your host, John Michael Ferrari. I'd like to close today's show with a song you hear each week at the beginning of each episode, like a rock and roll band, that won Peace Song of the Year at the 2020 Oscars Gala at the Beverly Hills Hotel Oscar night. There's an ocean that loves a potion that heals a man head anytime we cry. And it can flow right through you and lift you up and touch the sky. Love can make you happy, oh yeah. Love can heal your pride. So listen people, what I say. Let's come together and find a way. With harmony, standing head in hand. Let's come together like a rock and roll band. Just look around. Tell me what you see. Can we help each other? All those in need. Take the dark and make it bright. There's a love right here inside. Love can make you happy, oh yeah. Love can heal your pride. So listen people, what I say. Let's come together and find a way. With harmony, standing hand in hand. Let's come together like a rock and roll band. I want a world where love is gold. People dancing young and old. I'll sing it out, I'll sing it strong. Love's a coming to every one kind. Love can make us happy, oh yeah. Love can heal all pride. So listen, people, what I say. Let's come together and find a way. With harmony, standing hand in hand. Let's come together, let's come together, let's come together like a rock and roll band. Thank you for listening to Songwriter's Perspective. I'm your host, John Michael